Here we are.
Hello, Milo. Before we,
Hello.
before we start our interview, can you please send some greetings to our headbangers along the lines of "Hello, headbangers. My name is Milo from Fear Factory, and don't miss this interview.
I didn't get the last part.
And don't miss this interview or check out this interview. This is for Instagram, so we can have those
Okay, so
greetings.
what's the name of the page? Headbangers?
Yeah, headbangers.
Just headbangers? Okay.
Like hello, well, our followers are the headbangers. So hello, headbangers. This is Milo
Okay.
from yeah.
Okay. Hello, headbangers. This is Milo Silvestro from Fear Factory. Check this out, this interview that I've done with the guys from Headbangers.
Great, thank you. And I'm sorry that I've been mispronouncing your name.
It's all good. It's all good. People still like try to guess, is it Milo or Milo? It's all good.
No, okay, thank you. So, okay, let's start the interview now.
Okay.
Hello, headbangers. Today we're here with Milo Silvestro, the current vocalist of the band Fear Factory. Hello,
Hello, everybody.
Milo. In our previous interview, we had Calvin. He is Avenged Sevenfold's guitar tech. So he left you a question. We have this dynamic with our guests. And the
Okay.
question is, if you had to choose between hot dogs and burgers, keeping only one and eliminating the other one forever, which one would you choose?
Wow. I mean, I like hot dogs, but I'd say I'd say I keep burgers because if I had to put the two on a comparison, I definitely keep burgers, especially a good burger. So
Sure. Okay, that's a great answer. I think I would choose burgers too, actually. Okay, to start, Milo. Well, we know that you've been part of this new metal movement for a long time, but where and when did your passion for this genre begin?
so it all started, of course, as a lot of people know by now. I was born in a family of professional musicians, which was a huge fortune. So my parents, they both got me into a lot of music except metal. Like they've never been like rock dudes, like except for Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple. So that's how heavy as they got. But they got me into like a lot of other music, like blues and soul, and and so on and so on. But metal, I found out metal later on when I was 14. Uh, Actually, a little earlier than that because I remember listening to some Korn and Limp Bizkit when I was 13, I think. But then when I was 14, I remember this friend of mine in high school. He introduced me to Metallica, and uh, so that was my first introduction to like heavy metal, I guess. And from there it kind of progressed. All the friends, I met other guys during my teenage years, and they introduced me to other bands from the like late 90s, mid to late 90s movement, new metal, and so on and so on. Corn, then Biscuit, Slipknot, and Cold Chamber, Zedekx, and Fear Factory later on. So yeah, it's definitely something. Was a passion that was born during my early teenage years.
Sure. Okay, great. That's great. So you were 7 or 8 years old when the manufacturer was released. So it had a huge impact and took music to another level, but many purists criticized it. So what are the earliest memories of this album for you?
First of all, I think you're correct. I was probably, so it was 95, so I was seven because I was born in 87. So I was seven, and no, I was eight, I bet. And Unfortunately, I wasn't into metal. I didn't even know what metal was at that age. But so I found out Fear Factory in general later on when I was 19 or 20. So we're talking like 2006, 2007. And the album that got me to Fear Factory is Digimortal because it was closer to that groovy down to new metal sound that I always been in love with. Um, and then from there, I started checking out the other albums, and uh, I got obsessed with the manufacturer a little later on because, as I said, the I I got hooked up with the uh, my passion for Fear Factory sparkle for the groovier stuff first.
Sure.
So Digimortal, then Obsolete, um, and when I got into Demanufacture, it was still like, I mean, I knew the album, but I remember there was a specific time where I really started being obsessed with the album, which was uh, sort of like 10 years ago. That was not the first time I heard the album, but that was like a moment, particular moment in my life where for some reason I started like digging deeper into demanufacture and listening to the record on a daily basis. I actually remember the reason why. I was meant to go see Fear Factory
Mhm.
for what would have been my third time, which never happened, but because I was sick. But I was supposed to go see Fear Factory in Milan, in Italy, and they were supposed to play. I mean, they did play. I just couldn't go there, but they played their 20th, I think, 25th anniversary of Demanufacture. So they played the album in its entirety. So I was kind of like revisiting the album, and I think that was the moment where I started being even more obsessed with the album. And so when I still listen to it or when I perform it, which we just did a whole tour in Europe and in the States, playing the whole album in its entirety, which was pretty cool. And every time I perform it or even listen to the songs, I am brought back to that period 10 years ago in 2015 instantly with all the the things I was going through. And so yeah, it's definitely cathartic for me, and now it holds a special meaning for sure, as an album. So
Great, great. Oh, so besides the manufacturer, tell me how has your approach been to the rest of the material from the discography of your factory?
I mean, vocally, the approach has been simply like trying to pay homage and respect to the vocal legacy because as everybody that knows Fear Factory knows, Fear Factory has a huge legacy guitar wise, drums wise, and vocal wise and bass wise. But like there are some iconic elements that as a music fan I've always believed that if you change something so iconic, as much as you can do good things, new good things, but it's it's uh it's just too bad. It's a pity, why not continue that iconic sound, So my approach, and Dino was on the same page, was to like try to uh carry on the vocal style of Burton C. Bell, which is pretty iconic and unique.
Sure.
So the approach has been nothing but just trying to nail that style. I already had that embedded in my vocals, which was the main thing that got Dino's attention because Bert has always been a huge influence on me as a vocalist. So when he heard some Fear Factory covers that I happened to post on YouTube, just that's a whole new another story. But it's pretty crazy because I just happened to post a couple covers on YouTube during the COVID pandemic, and when he heard that not only it was the singing Fear Factory songs, but he probably noticed that Bird and Seabell sound was there, like that I was massively inspired by him, and I was trying to like deliver that kind of vocal tone, whether if it's scream, deep, low guttural growls on Soulful Machine, which I did some covers, some songs in a medley cover, or the typical like Burton yell later on, demanufacture and so on, or clean vocals. They all had all those vocal tones that he used on the record. On the records, they were so unique, and I always, since I saw them live for the first time, I fell in love with that vocal style, and he probably noticed that, and he was like, "Oh, I like it." I want a sing. When he was looking for a singer, he was looking for someone that had that uh, not just vocal tone and timbre, but that style. Someone that studied that style, and I happen to have studied that style
Sure.
so obsessively, almost OCD, and but after he contacted me, he asked me to study that style even more, to like try to nail it, and I like the idea because I'm like, yeah, why not? I mean, you gotta pay respect to a big legacy, it's I feel like a lot of bands, especially nowadays, with all due respect, but we are living in an era where metal is kind of like bands are kind of like trying, either bands or their producers, I don't know what the deal is, but they're kind of like trying to copy each other, so it's, for me at least, it's kind of difficult to tell singers apart right now in metal. And back then there was such a uniqueness, especially for certain singers like Bert. So I think that that has to be respected, and that's like a key element for the Fear Factory sound. So yeah, bottom line is my approach is trying to nail that sound and that style on both in harsh vocals and clean vocals as much as possible, and because that's what the band deserves. We think that that's what the band deserves, and fans happen to love it because it's I think it's only fair that the fans keep hearing like the classic Fear Factory sound vocally. Of course, on the new record, which we just recorded, at least vocal wise, we recorded earlier this year, and it's gonna have a little bit of a new twist, but it for the most part is gonna be, of course, vocally is gonna be Fear Factory inspired.
Sure.
But if someone wants to hear also like a new twist, like a lot of people have been like, I can't wait to the new singer to put his own like twist or style on the new stuff. That will be the case, but still not too much. It will still sound like Fear Factory, but of course you're gonna hear a little bit more of my style as well, not everywhere, a little bit here, a little bit there. So yeah, that's the approach for the new stuff. But for what concerns the classic songs, all the Burt catalog, which is,
Sure.
the whole Fear Factory catalog, that's the approach. Like, try to nail the style and stay faithful to the legacy sound. So
Sure. And would you consider that that is the biggest challenge you have performing with the band, keeping the style?
it is one of the challenges for sure, but uh, for me, it wasn't the biggest challenge
Which one would
amongst
you
them all, because
consider is the
the
biggest
biggest
challenge?
challenge,
Sure.
uh, well, of course, the fact that when I joined Fear Factory, I was pretty much like an unknown dude from Rome, Italy. I wasn't a known person or singer. I just had to prove myself, and I'm still proving myself. Um, and and gain like the consent of fans, and people in the industry, and everybody. So I feel like that was the biggest challenge. Also, the fact that have never actually toured. I've been playing professionally for 20 years at that stage, but not touring though, because that's like touring. It's a another aspect of profession music, you know. I mean, you can still be a professionist, but you know, my parents always been like local professionists. You know, they've been playing shows in theaters and that's what I've been doing with them or my other bands or stuff. But touring is like another level of challenge. So you start questioning yourself, being like, is my voice gonna hold up with tours and stuff? You know, it's not easy, blah blah. So that was a challenge for sure. But after the first tour, first couple tours, you kind of start to understand and know your body better, you know, because when, especially when you're a singer, you know, your whole body is your instrument. So uh, as you keep touring and collect experiences, you start understanding and knowing your body better, how it reacts to a certain kind of stress and effort, lack of sleep, you know, and so you learn a lot of things. You learn how to cope with all these circumstances. Um, and last but not least, of course, like the psychological challenge of
Sure.
winning the fans over, at least most of them, which we did, and I'm so grateful for them to trust us. But yeah, I think you know, when you fill in, you know, a sentence that I've been hearing a lot, you know, filling big shoes, you know, which is true. So when you do fill in, uh, when you are, you know, called and hired to fill in such big shoes, it's, you know, it's really a lot of pressure on you. So yeah, that was a psychological challenge, and it didn't come without some I don't want to say struggle, but you know, some pressure, psychological pressure. But I think I settled, you know, I adapted to that world and that new position pretty soon, I think, you know, after a few shows. I remember the first show, you know, there was a lot of nervousness because of that, you know, but once you go on stage, it's all like, okay, just go. So so yeah, I think that is definitely probably the biggest challenge, which right now we're gonna have a new challenge, which is probably gonna be the final test for me, which is the new record, you know. So that's also gonna be a challenge, you know. So we made sure that we did things in a way that you know, the fans are gonna like it. We like it as well, of course, but you know,
Important.
uh yeah, but we made things in a way that you know, we try to make sure as much as possible that it's gonna sound like Fear Factory, and with a little bit of refreshing elements here and there, but still, you know. And so that's going to be the final challenge for sure, because everything else has been pretty much every other challenge has been overcome, I would say. So
It's great to hear that that you've accomplished that within yourself too. So, well, you're currently also celebrating the 30th anniversary of the manufacturer, and you have a South American tour scheduled. So you will be
oh yeah.
visiting Chile, Brazil, and Argentina. We were wondering if you have considered maybe adding dates to countries like Colombia or Peru. Have you considered that?
uh I mean, that I don't know, because that's a whole another machine, which is like
Okay, sure.
the
I imagine.
promoting and management machine, you know, that it's working underneath the
Perfect.
surface.
Yeah.
So sometimes I just see, oh, we have a show over there. Okay. But
Okay.
I know that it has been spoken, you know, about like I've heard Dino saying, you know, we might play shows here and there, but I think that these are gonna be the only three shows. I might be wrong, so don't take it with a grain of salt. But I think that those might be the only three shows, because the problem with South America is that South American tours is that the distance is
Sure.
a lot, because basically touring. When you tour in the States, you're touring a country. It's a big country, but it's still a country, and you can drive through it. But in South America, you're touring a continent. So it's always flying here and there. You know, we did my second tour ever, which was May, late May, early June 2023. It was in South America, and it was 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks and a half, almost a month of relentless tour. And it was pretty physically devastating, you know, to the point that we're like, "Oh, I can't do this shit no more." You know, it's as much as we love those countries, we love the people, because South American fans are like out of this world. Like literally, they just deliver such a passion and dedication. It's I love that, and I love them all. I love the countries, I love the food and experiences, but the process of getting there, it's kind of like uh deteriorating for your body, you know.
I
So
understand.
I so you know, and the problem is that the way that certain promoters book the tours, it's even more uh like exhausting, because let's say you have a show in Brazil, and the next day you have a show in Argentina, and the next day you have a show in Chile. That means that it's like in the average, like what, 2 3 hours flight at least, if not 4 or 5. And so it means that you play a show, maybe you do a meet and greet, and then by the time you're back to the hotel, it's like what, midnight probably, and then you have your flight at 5 in the morning. So you barely have time to get back to the hotel, grab your shit, and go to the airport and fly and to the next country and sleep in the afternoon of the next day, which of course is going to be not a good quality sleep. And
Of course.
uh, so you probably sleep like 4 or 5 hours, you know, then you wake up all groggy, you have a show, play a show, you know, with all the tiredness still on your shoulders, and so on and so on. So last time it was like this for 3 weeks nonstop, and we all got sick, because when you're exhausted, your body's like shuts
Shuts
down, you know, it's
down.
like, okay.
Yeah.
So my voice was gone the last two shows. I don't even know how I generated a sound from my voice, maybe the adrenaline, but you know, when I was talking off stage, I was like no voice at all. So fever and stuff, you name it, you know. So after that, we're just like, yeah, probably can't do it anymore, you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
I understand.
a lot of bands still do it, but we're personally, you know, we're just like, you know, we didn't really like that. I mean, Dina's been doing it for a while, but yeah, that's the main reason why they're probably not gonna be another like tour like that, but hopefully we will be able to like uh how do you say, fragment shows here and there. You know,
Sure.
maybe we do this month, this April, we're gonna do Argentina, Brazil, and Chile. Uh, Maybe later on that year or the next year, we're gonna do three other countries in South America. You know, that's my hope, because I'd love to play everywhere, and I love all the fans in South America. But yeah, we also gotta make sure that our bodies function properly in order to deliver
Sure.
a
A great
a
show.
consistent show. Yeah.
Sure. So
So
that,
so yeah, that's unfortunately.
yeah, I guessed that that was really an issue, maybe traveling, especially in South America. You said around 2 to 3 hours. It usually is more around 4 to 6. It depends.
Yeah, it
So yeah,
depends
I
where.
understand.
Yeah, it also depends like the way that the tour is scheduled. So like just as a fun, I mean fun but tragic story, tragic because we just got sick out of exhaustion. But our tour, our my first South American tour back in June 2023, it started in Costa Rica. So we did Costa Rica, Bogota, and Quito, Ecuador, 3 days in a row, no sleep, and we're already
Wow.
like tired as fuck. And then we flew back to LA because we had the Milwaukee Metal Fest in Milwaukee. So we spent a couple days off in LA. Then we flew to Milwaukee, played the Milwaukee Metal Fest. Then after that, we flew straight to Mexico and played 6 shows in a row in Mexico.
Wow.
And
Oh,
which
that's a lot.
yeah, that's already a lot, but it's not. That's not it because first of all, three of these shows, I think, when we have to go to San Luis de Potosí or Chihuahua, one of those small cities that don't have an airport, we had to go to travel by van, and of course, no sleep at all on the van because it's all bumpy and stuff.
Sure.
And and then 6 shows in a row in Mexico, and then we flew straight to Brazil, which is like I think 7 hours stop over to Panama, and then 8 more hours to Brazil, something like that. And then so on and so on. Argentina, we had to do Peru. We didn't do Peru. I mean, and that was turned out to be a good thing because we could rest. And then to Chile, Uruguay. So this like constantly flying in and out, South America, North America, it's like a lot, and you can do it, but at what cost? So
Sure.
we're just like, yeah. So yeah, again, my hope is that we will be able to fragment the shows
That's
in different South American countries, and not just like do like a whole tour that's gonna kill us.
sure. I
So,
understand. No worries. So, well, you've already tapped into the fact that you are recording a new album. So, what can the fans expect? Is there any surprise for the fans? Maybe you've mentioned that you're trying to maintain the style, the tone of Fear Factory, but also making new things that the fans would like.
I am pretty confident that the fans are gonna love it. To be honest, I mean, like I said before, there is some kind of pressure, uh, I guess, that we somewhat feel because, we're gonna like come out with this new guy, this new singer, and a lot of people are just like, okay, he's good live, but can he write like Bert, So it's the pressure is kind of there, but at the same time, I kind of feel pretty chill about it now because as an artist, I mean, I know that this is Fear Factory, so it's not just me or my project. This is,
Sure.
I'm representing Fear Factory. But since it's essentially music that I mean, co-wrote, because Dino wrote all of the music and riffs. I proposed a few ideas here and there and did all the lyrics and vocal parts. But I still feel like it's something that that belongs to me as well. And when it comes to music that I put out, I'm usually not that anxious for people to like it or not. What if they like it? What if they don't like it? Because I've always had this kind of like rebel attitude as an artist. Like I do my music because that's what I love. If I wanted to do something because I wanted people to like it, I don't know. I would change my job. You know what I mean?
Sure,
So
totally.
we're just so the only thing for me is trying to please the Fear Factory fans. So as I said before, we kept the trademark Fear Factory sound. Of course, if you have Dino on board, you can't go wrong with that because he's the creator, the founder, the mastermind, the riff master of this band. And as long as he's on board and he writes killer song, killer riffs, uh, that's gonna keep the instrumentally speaking, that's gonna keep the trademark Fear Factory sound. And Dino knows, and he's really smart in keeping the trademark sound and but also evolving at the same time. So to answer your question, yeah, there is, like I said before, there are some new, fresh elements which are gonna make this album sound like it's new Fear Factory, but also not too much to the point of alienating the fan base and being like, yeah, this is kind of too different. So to me, it kind of has like that a sonic impact of Fear Factory, especially modern Fear Factory, mechanized, industrialist, Gen X's, aggression continuum, that sonic impact, modern production, and pounding drums and killer guitar riffs and tones. Dino's been working a lot on his guitar tone. Um, and so yeah, I mean, right. Yeah, so yeah, on this new record, like I was saying, there are new elements, few new elements, sparkled here and sprinkled here and there. But it's still gonna sound like classic Fear Factory, uh and yeah, that I'm pretty confident that fans are gonna like it because it does sound like Fear Factory vocally and instrumentally. Um, but also, like I was saying before, uh, I'm usually not that concerned uh, about people liking or not liking my stuff when I put out music myself because I I've always thought that being an artist means mostly like trying to be your most authentic self. So when you try to do things to please other people, it's kind of like uh, it kind of like compromises the authenticity of your art, which is should be, I think, the purest form of your persona, and yourself as a human. So so that's the reason why I don't feel that stressed or pressured to put it out because I actually don't can't wait to put it out because I know that a lot of people are gonna like it. And I know that some people are not gonna like it, but that's fine because you can't be liked by anyone, by everyone.
That's true.
So and I'm okay with that. I am sure that the majority of the people are gonna love it. A lot of people that are new to Fear Factory are gonna love it, and there's probably gonna be uh maybe a new gateway to bring in new Fear Factory fans. Um, it's a pretty heavy album, I would say. It's pretty heavy. It has a lot of heavy moments, a lot of songs. I guess I want to say the majority of the songs are with the A string tuned down to E, so it's pretty heavy and chuggy, and uh, I'm sure that people are gonna appreciate the groove, the heaviness, and it's really um complete and eclectic as an album because it has heavy moments, fast ripping moments and groovy moments and melody. Um, so it's the topic is always gonna be classic Fear Factory topic, man versus machine, and that in this album my approach lyrically was a lot the inspiration that I had was, I mean, is pretty much out there because in this moment of human history, AI, it's out there. It's a thing,
Sure.
it's in our phones. It's amongst us, I mean, not to mention like actual robots. So yeah, like the way we see technology and what we think about it, what we think a possible future could be, that's all that you're gonna find in the lyrics, So and yeah, I think fans are gonna love it. And so I'm pretty confident, and I'm just so enthusiastic, and I cannot wait to put it out because I know that a lot of people are gonna love it, and I also can't wait to play some of those songs live because I'm sure that they're gonna rip live. So
Great. And tell me, is there a date settled for the release or
um we don't have a date yet, but as of now, we're waiting on our drummer Pete Weber to go in the studio and track drums. He has recorded 2 songs so far, because we needed the drum tracks for those 2 songs because they were supposed to be the singles. So we secured the singles first, the 2 singles, and one of the 2 singles is gonna be released somewhere next year, as soon as possible, you know. And so the remaining 8, 9 songs, um, Pete is gonna be back in the studio in January, I think, last time I checked, to track those remaining 8, 9 songs, and then after that, it's pretty much done, at least tracking wise. So the next step will be find a good mixer. Dino is already like searching for like trying out different sound engineers to see, you know, the approach that he likes best. Um, Sometimes it's not just a matter of being like a good sound engineer, you know, but also having the right taste, the right style for mixing that kind of, you know, sound.
Sure.
So he wants to try more, you know, more guys, different guys, and find the one he likes the most. So once all the record will be mixed and mastered and delivered to the record label, um, there's after that is going to be the all the publishing time, you know, so a couple more months, I guess. Uh, we might shoot a video clip for one single. So I would say somewhere next year, you know, either a single and a few album. Uh, so yeah, expect the whole album to be released somewhere next year. We would love to release it before next summer, but you know, we'll see if we'll make it. If not, probably, you know, after, either before or after next summer.
Sure.
So yeah.
That's great. We will be waiting. So, on a more personal note, tell me, is
Mhm.
there any song specifically that you enjoy performing the most and why?
Oh, absolutely. I've always been a fan of these like big ethereal choruses of Fear Factory. Um, and I love to sing them live, especially with all these beautiful effects, you know, that I try to recreate from the studio. That effects that they were used in the studio, and I used them live to replicate that sound, like delays and reverb, you know, and it's really creates such a almost spiritual kind of vibe, you know. And there are songs in particular that I enjoy playing. For instance, in this last demanufacture anniversary tour we did, we had the chance to play some amazing deep cuts that were rarely played, like Therapy for Pain, which is literally one of my favorite songs. And and I would say pretty much all of the slow ending Fear Factory songs, you know, which almost every album has the last song being like slow and melodic and a little you know, ethereal, spacey, and I always love that vibe. And I'm I should say all I think all those like ending melodic Fear Factory songs are amongst my favorite ones. So yeah, Therapy for Pain. I love to play that song, you know, like oftentimes it made me shed tears because it's really touching for me as a song. So when I sing it live, especially the very last chorus, you know, when it kicks back in after the little pause, you know, there will be no death tonight. Bow, you know, and then it kicks back again. um emotionally, it's a big impact for me. So you know, that's definitely in my top 3, top 5 favorite songs to sing live. um and I'm so I feel so blessed that I get to sing it right now during, that we had to sing it. We'll actually do the demanufacture in its entirety in South America as well. So that will be probably one of uh, the last full demanufacture set shows that we'll do. But other than that, Piss Christ is another song that I love singing. All the final part melodic and it's beautiful, so haunting and ethereal. And I love Resurrection, those songs that have a really like big emotional impact on me as I sing it, but also on people, You can tell, people, sometimes you see them crying or just like being so involved in it emotionally. So that's really cathartic and beautiful. But I also like the groove, so I like rhythmic stuff. So I definitely like Shock and Edge Crusher, and all those bangers when you're just
Sure.
like almost rappy, but in a heavy way, So that's another aspect that I love, and those are definitely amongst my favorite songs to sing, in on another level, more like groovy and energetic, So yeah, definitely Shock and Edge Crusher and uh Lynchpin. I couldn't forget to mention Lynchpin, like that's crowd pleaser and big chorus and groovy, it has like everything. So yeah, that it's uplifting. So
Okay, that's great to hear. That's great to hear. I can only imagine like being a fan and then singing one of the, as you mentioned, one of your favorite songs live, like on the stage. That's great.
absolutely.
And finally, before we end this interview, we started with the question about the hot dogs and the burgers. This was from our previous guest. So we'd love you to leave a random question for our next guest.
Okay. Am I allowed to know
No,
who they will be or
no, it's a
okay.
surprise.
Okay. So it's just a random question. So it's like I'm assuming like because of the hot dog question, it can be like
Absolutely
uh
anything. Yeah.
of anything, like any field, right? Uh hmm. I'm curious to know who the the person will be because uh hopefully I'll find out soon.
For sure.
But I would say, okay, this is interesting. It could be anything, literally. Um, what hmm, my mind is like racing right now, trying to pick up like an interesting question, because I mean,
Sure.
uh, okay, so, huh, huh. This is not easy, when you have such a lot of choice, it's not easy. So just give me a little bit of time.
Sure.
Uh,
No worries.
uh, huh. It Okay, this is okay. Let's keep it simple. What is so since the question was about food, and I love food, so what what's the country when you were touring that you had the best food in? So what's your favorite food uh while you were touring? And where was your favorite food? What country?
Okay. Where was your favorite food? That's a great question, actually. So
I, I'm gonna be disappointed. I'm gonna be disappointed if the answer is not gonna be Italy. I'm just kidding.
No. Well, what was your favorite meal while you were touring? Now I have that question for you. I'm sorry.
Well, no, it's all good. I mean, that's pretty difficult because I had amazing food everywhere. I mean, it's I had good food in South America everywhere. Actually, are you from Colombia, right?
No, I'm from Peru.
Peru? Okay, I don't know why I thought you were from Colombia.
No.
I thought I saw Bogota in the link, but so Peru. Unfortunately, we didn't come to Peru in that tour
Yeah, I
because
remember.
yeah, you're probably bummed. Yeah, it was. Yeah, we had some issues with the promoter. I can't remember what that was, but I know I've tried Peruvian cuisine because I have a cousin in LA that she's half Peruvian, half Italian. So
Great.
her mom cooked some ceviche and and other stuff, and that's pretty yum. But I've tried a lot of different stuff. I said Colombia because I tried some Colombian tacos. That's how they call them when we played in Bogota, and they were like amongst the best tacos I've ever had. Uh, but it is real difficult. Mexico, we had amazing food. Asia and China, I was blown away. Like the stuff we had in China. I mean, Tokyo, Japan, best sushi. Uh, in Germany, not just Germany, sorry, but like I don't know why I say Germany. I meant Europe, but probably because Germany was one of the countries that of course, when you tour in Europe, all the touring musicians know that Europe it's way more treats touring artists way better than let's say in the States. You have to buy out, so you have to figure it out yourself. But in Europe, they always provide the catering, and the catering is not just like snacks. It's pretty good. It's like good cheese, good bread, and I mean like very good bread. And I got obsessed with these like pretzel bread in Germany. It's like so crazy good and awesome baguettes, in France and stuff. And I'm a cheese lover and a bread lover, so having both is just like, uh, so yeah, it is pretty good, everywhere, almost everywhere in Northern Europe. I mean, I'm not gonna say Italy because I might sound biased, but we had some pretty good pizza.
No, I
uh,
absolutely love Italian food. Like I owe so much to the Italian people because I love Italian food. Really.
I Me too. I might sound biased, but me too. Well, you might have heard that Italy just entered in the category of protected heritage of UNESCO.
Hmm.
I don't know if
I
you heard
haven't
that, but
heard, but that's great.
it has been just considered part of human worldwide human heritage in this is like an association called UNESCO, which serves as yeah it protects certain like human heritage, cultural, and so now Italian food just a few days ago. So as an Italian myself, I was like, yes.
Yeah,
uh,
that's great, really.
yeah.
It's been a pleasure, really, to meet you, to talk to you. It's an honor
Yeah, the
too,
pleasure was
so
mine.
it was amazing. I
Yeah,
am
thank
so
you for
happy.
having me. Yeah, absolutely. It was a
Oh,
pleasure. Anytime.